Hello, collective, and happy Friday. We made it through another week, and I wanted to check in with the collective and see what's going on. See, baby, I'm a little secret. If you don't tell, I won't tell, and that's how we gotta keep it. Ooh, did anybody see ya coming to my house last night when I got your message in my beeper? That you wanna do everything I like. Alright. Ooh, collective, what y'all got going on? Y'all got some secrets going on. Some secret lovers. But we got this thing going on. You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. It's on everybody's mind about you and I. They think so, but they don't really know. I wanna know that you're my little secret. What? And that's how we should keep it. We should never let them know, never let it show. Never let them know, never let it show. Ooh, collective. If anybody knew that it was you in your house that I was creeping to all the time, what? Child, y'all gotta be careful though with these secret lovers. For real. For real. The fact that she don't know really turns me on. She'll never guess in a million years. Ooh, y'all gotta be careful, because karma is a bitch. Fucking with other people's spouses and shit and significant others. Yeah. They think so, but they don't really know. I wanna know that you're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Never let them know, never let it show. If you know, like I know, we should never let it go. Ooh, child. That's Escape, my little secret. Yeah. I feel like it's some secret relationships going on out in the collective. Some secret lovers. It's a whole lot of sneaky links going on, baby. It's a whole lot of pee in the pool. And yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit. Yes, you know, it's STDs out here. People are married. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, and you got to be safe. Okay? Yes. Alright, collective. Let me first of all say that I cuss. I cuss like a sailor. So if cursing is something that you would prefer not to entertain, if cursing is something that offends you, I'm going to ask that you return to Tarot Universe to find a tarot reader that is more suited to your liking, because I'm still going to fucking do it, okay? I'm passionate about my shit, and it may just come out in a vulgar way, okay? No shame. So again, if cursing offends you, please return to Tarot Universe. Let me say that I get messages through music. I get messages through movies. So if I ever throw a song out there or a movie out there, go on and listen to it. Download it to your playlist. Watch it when you got some time. It's not for nothing. It's definitely for something. Spirit is trying to give you some type of message through that song, through that movie. I may even get shit going on in the world with other people. Right before I came on, I was thinking about Papoose and Clarissa. Lord Jesus, that girl was crazy over some Papoose, but we'll get into that. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely for something. You know, if I throw a movie out there, a song or a situation going on with someone else that may be similar to what Spirit is showing me. Lastly, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you for watching it for watching and taking the time to listen. If you have not, please subscribe. I would so appreciate it. Please like, please comment, please share. It will help to get the algorithm out to other folks that may want to hear some type of message. That may want to know what the fuck been going on recently. From a thick, beautiful girl with tarot cards, okay? Yes. So again, please subscribe, please like, please comment, please share. And with that being said, I'm gonna go on and get into this. So yeah, I was playing My Little Secret by Xscape. Yeah, that's about Sneaky Link. Sneaky Link, having a secret lover, having a sneaky link. But the part that disturbed me about this song was, she was like, if your girl knew that it was me in my house that you was creeping to all the time. Yeah, that's grimy. That's grimy. You gotta be careful with that, because karma is a bitch, okay? Especially married people. Because, sometimes we get it in our head that, oh, they're gonna leave their spouse for me, which 9 times out of 10 never ends up being the case. And if it does end up being the case, how you get them is how you're gonna lose them. So yeah, you gotta be real careful with this sneaky link game, because you gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, and you gotta know the dangers of it, sexually. And you don't know if they got a crazy ass fucking spouse that'll come and fucking kick your door in, okay? Yeah, so this sneaky link game is real dangerous, and you want to be careful, because like I said, karma is a bitch. But I do love that song. We've all been there before, where we might have been with someone, but at the same time, we had a sneaky link. Yeah. Like I said, you gotta be careful with that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I was also kind of getting, is her name Young Miami? That song, where my scamming ass bitches at? Stuffing that shit in that bag. Spin that shit. And it's been a lot of controversy over that song, but the reality of it is, it's going on in most neighborhoods. People scamming, people swindling, panhandling, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's the reality that we're in this day and age, People saying, oh, they should take that song off the radio, and why? It's a reality that most people go through. Yeah, or have seen or lived at some point in their life. Like I said again, people swindling, scamming, boosting. She said, where my boosting bitches at? Yeah, stuffing that shit in that bag. Spin that shit. Yeah. And I was also thinking about Papoose and Clarissa Shields. They have resurfaced again on social media. I had lost sight of the whole situation, with Papoose and Remy getting a divorce. The last I heard, he wouldn't sign the papers, so I didn't know if he had ever even signed the papers. But then the other day, I saw Remy performing, and she said she won't be single until niggas stop asking for half. And that always grinds my gears when men ask for half from a woman that has had a child for you. Yeah, why are you asking the woman that has carried your child, gave birth to your child, why are you asking her for money? That always grinds my fucking gears. Now I could see if the male had full custody of the child, well, yeah, by all means, ask for half. But as far as I know, the child is still with the mother, Remy, full time. So why would you be asking that lady for half? And she still got to raise and take care of your kids that you probably don't see on a regular basis. Yeah, I don't like that shit. That's really bum behavior to me. Bum behavior. So, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say, fellas, y'all gotta get it together. Y'all gotta get it together. Again, if you out here making babies, you gotta be financially ready and responsible to raise and guide these children. Yeah, and if it don't go right with your lover, with your spouse, then you gotta part ways amicably in order to co-parent, to raise the child. I feel like, doing shit out of spite, asking for half, is just fucking diabolical. Yeah, you should have thought about that shit before you said I do. Not only that, I feel like people saying I do nowadays is not about love anymore. It's all about finances. Yeah, it's all about finances. They're talking about Pat held her down while she was in prison. Yeah, he also spent her money while she was in prison. Yeah, he's a fucking leech, and any woman would get tired of that. So I'm not even really a fan of Remy Ma like that, but I totally get where she's coming from when it comes to her relationship situation. You got a fucking leech that keeps leeching and leeching and leeching. And from the sounds of things, she said he not even fucking her right. So what the fuck is going on there? Yeah, so I don't know who this may resonate with in the collective, but take it as it resonates, okay? If you got a leech in your life, you got to release the leeches. Get the bug spray and spray. It's time for a new thing, baby, okay? Yeah, I also feel like some of y'all got some sneaky links too, some secret lovers. Yeah. Wow. Those are the songs that I got. Alright, let's go on and talk about some of the shit that flew out. We had the Moon card fly out, and we had the Queen of Swords fly out. Ooh, baby, the Queen of Swords don't play that shit. The Queen of Swords does not play that shit. Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. It is the intellectual signs of the zodiac. Very intelligent people. Yes. It's all about your mental health, your mental well-being, how you're thinking, how you're communicating, your morals, your values. Common sense, baby. It's time to get back to common sense in this society. Using our brain. Yes. Yeah, but first the Moon card came out. So the Moon card speaks a lot about deception, lies, difficult period, fear, things hidden, insecurity, and mental confusion. Deception and lies, yeah. Sneaky links. Sneaky links and all types of shit going on. Oh, I didn't even finish talking about what I want to talk about with Clarissa, speaking about sneaky links. The way she is going so hard for this relationship that she has with Papoose is laughable to me, because baby girl, he's still a married man that has not signed any divorce papers. Which tells me that he still has an attachment to his marriage. He's not ready to let go of his marriage. And asking for half is just an excuse to prolong the divorce. And you are sitting online, Clarissa Shields, defending this marriage, poking the bear with Remy, throwing jabs at Remy, and yeah, I hate to say it, but Remy will probably most definitely have the last laugh. And she's talking about having children with this man who still has an emotional attachment to his marriage. Again, has not signed any papers, making up excuses of wanting half just to prolong the situation. And Remy said he not fucking getting half. So it could be longer than you think, baby girl. And you talking about having kids, I hope you don't go that route. Until the divorce is finalized, she's talking about having kids next year. Yeah, but if they prolong the divorce, I would hope you wouldn't have any kids anytime soon, Clarissa Shields. That's why I say, ladies and gentlemen, you got to know what you're getting yourself into when you're dealing with married people, sneaky links, and shit like that. Yeah, it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game, and karma is a bitch. Yeah. And they always say, oh, well, Remy has to take accountability as well because she cheated and this and that and this and that. Yeah, but Remy is not the one parading around on the internet with another person. Yeah. Shit, as far as I know, she says she's single. And she won't be single until her husband stops asking for half in a divorce. So, you know, I think Clarissa Shields looks very foolish. In fact, there is an interview that she's doing today with Cam Newton, Funky Friday, his podcast. I'm going to watch that after I finish doing this. That reminded me. But yeah, again, you know, if you marry, if you're in a relationship and you fucking around with sneaky links, know what you're getting yourself into, know what the fuck you're doing. Like I said, it's STDs, karma is a bitch, and by all motherfucking means, don't make no babies into situations like that. Do not make no babies into situations like that. They deserve better. Alright, let me go on and get into this. So yes, we got the moon here with lies, deception, a difficult period, hidden things, sweeping shit under the rug. Mainly your feelings. And I always talk about, you know, if you're sweeping your feelings under the rug, you're not expressing how you feel. At the very least, have a journal. I feel like we all should have a journal to write down our feelings and our thoughts. You know, just as a way to express ourselves and get things out, at least on paper. If you're not going to work with like a life coach or, you know, a therapist or someone of the cloth, you know, they counsel too. Yes, at the very least, have a journal where you're writing down your thoughts and feelings. Yeah, but sweeping shit under the rug. And it speaks a lot about trusting your intuition, seeing beyond what's in front of you. Stop the negative self-talk, talking negative about yourself. Honor your achievements. Yeah, instead of talking negative about yourself, feeling down about yourself, honor your achievements. Honor your accomplishments. Because right after that, we got the Queen of Swords coming out. And like I said, the Queen of Swords don't play. Nuh-uh, baby, we ain't doing that. We ain't talking down on ourselves. We're not talking negative about ourselves. The Queen of Swords is a mother. Queens are mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sister. Take it as it resonates. And like I said, this is in Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. She don't play that shit. She do not play that shit. She's not beating around the bush. She's been around the block a time or two. She's not beating around the bush. She wants the truth, and she's going to get the truth. Yeah. So with the Queen of Swords coming out after the Moon card collective, what I'm going to say is what we're not going to do is dishonor ourselves. Yeah. You know, especially with fear and anxiety and illusions. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to honor ourselves, collective. And we're going to follow our intuition. Listen to our intuition. It also speaks about having misunderstandings on your part. Someone could have had a misunderstanding. And it was on your part, a truth that you can't admit. Yeah. Well, it's time to have some conversations. The truth shall set you free. It also talks about being tricked out of your cash, scammers, swindlers. I just said that. You know, that's a reality of today, you know. Where my boosting ass bitches at, stuffing that shit in that bag. Yeah. Spin that shit. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, you know, with all that going on, keep an eye on your money. Keep an eye on your money, what's going in, what's going out, who you're giving it to, who you're receiving it from, what they might expect in return. Yeah, that's all shit you gotta pay attention to. Yeah, that's all shit you gotta pay attention to. Yeah, so with the Moon card and the Queen of Swords, it's basically illusions with the Moon card and clarity with the Queen of Swords. It's like illusion versus clarity. You know, it's time to use your head. It's time to use your head to see through the lies people tell us, the deception, or the anxiety we may feel. You know, it's time to see through that shit. You use our head, yeah, to get through illusions. Yeah. It also talks about speaking the truth to overcome anxiety. Speaking the truth to overcome anxiety, lies, and deception. Wow. That's deep, collective. You know, most people don't want to hear the truth. If they do hear the truth, they get mad. They want to fight. They want to argue. The truth hurts. Yeah, the truth hurts. And, you know, in this thing called healing, until you're ready to face the truth, you're gonna stay sick and unhealed. Yeah, you gotta face the truth in order to heal. Yeah, and basically that's what this Moon card is telling you. You know, with the lies and the deception, would you rather the truth? Or would you rather deal with a pack of lies and deception? The Queen of Swords said, no, baby, let me give you this clarity. It's time for you to use your fucking head. Yeah. A whole lot of other things flew out at me. The Devil card came out at me. The King of Cups came out at me. I said, damn. Spirit telling me everything. So the King of Cups came out sideways. So I don't know. I feel like there's a man, because kings represent men to me. Lovers, fathers, grandfathers, brothers. Take it as it resonates. Is male energy. Is in cups. Cups is water energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It did come out sideways. So I feel like there's someone in the collective that's on the fence about maybe a situation going on with a man in your life. Like I said, it could be your significant other, your father, your grandfather. Take it as it resonates. But you're feeling like you're on the fence about some type of male energy. The King of Cups speaks a lot about mastering your emotions and your feelings. Yeah, the King of Cups has definitely mastered his emotions and his feelings. He is an older man. Again, like the Queen of Swords, she is an older woman that's been around the block a few times. So we got king energy out here and female energy out here. Older king and queen energy out here, you know, that have experience and knowledge, that have been around the block. They could teach you some things, okay? So yeah. You got the queen telling you, you know, it's time to use your head. It's time to set up boundaries. Speak your truth. You got the king mastering your emotions and your feelings, keeping your cool, keeping your head. Yeah, not fucking crashing out. Yeah, the King of Cups speaks a lot about mastering your emotions while maintaining control. And then the Devil card came out in reverse, so I feel like a lot of folks are in recovery. Yeah. The Devil card speaks about addictions and attachments, sexual addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addiction, food addiction, cigarette addiction, work addiction, whatever you're addicted to or attached to, you know what it is. It's in reverse though. So I feel like we're overcoming addictions and attachments, you know, which is beautiful. I feel like drugs are a problem again in the world today. even more so in the 80s, because people are in pain, mental or physical. People are in pain, and I feel like people will do anything to try to numb that pain. Yeah, the only thing is it's only temporary. You wake up the next day and you still got the same pain. That's why I say you got to work with somebody on your emotions and your feelings, your addictions and your attachments. I said we got a king and a queen out here, experienced people, that can give you tools on how to manage your emotions, your feelings, your addictions, your attachments, whatever they may be. We got to start reaching out for help. Yeah. All right, that's how we starting this shit out. Shit, I've been talking for 30 minutes. Let's go on and get into this. Hold on. All right, let's see how fast I can spin through this collective. First out, we got the Six of Wands. This is fire energy. Happy birthday, Leo. So all the bonus readings for the fire signs are up, okay? If you have not, please go and check them out. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I would so appreciate it. But yeah, we got the Six of Wands here. Look, somebody's getting married, engaged, starting a family, having a baby. Yeah. The Six of Wands is all about support and people cheering you on. We got success here, victory, feeling successful, feeling victorious, being rewarded, winning, being rewarded, winning, fame. Ooh, fame. Somebody's a celebrity out here. Local celebrities. Everybody's a celebrity in their own right. That's just the way I feel, But yeah, we got success, victory, rewards, triumph, winning, fame, praise, pride, having the advantage, achievements, recognition, goodwill, well-wishers, supporters, and being in the spotlight. Ooh, it's the lights. Action. Hollywood. Little Jay-Z and Beyonce. Paparazzi spots me in the lobby of my high-rise. I hide behind my shades because the fame is blinding my eyes. I feel like some of y'all are very popular, but it's like you don't want to be in the spotlight. You don't want all eyes on you, so you hide behind your shades, your sunglasses. Yeah. And what we got backing this up? Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. So this could very well be some type of financial situation. I feel like somebody in the collective is winning, baby, in the financial department. I don't know. This is a Knight. I spoke about marriage and engagement here. We got fire here and earth here. Fire and earth are very toxic signs. The earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The wands are the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Like I said, very toxic signs. But you know what? With the fire signs and the earth signs, I feel like they could benefit from one another if they could just, be mature enough and compromise to make it work. Yeah, because I feel like the fire signs could learn responsibility with money and managing money, and the earth signs could learn how to have fun, how to be adventurous. Yeah, but I find that if they're not mature enough to compromise, make relationships work, it's just not gonna work. Yeah, but there's a knight here. I always say he's a knight in shining armor, coming in on his horse to save the day. He wants to be the hero, baby. I feel like he got some money too. I feel like he got some coins, because the earth signs are all about the coins, all about the money, all about the Benjamins. They work hard to make their Benjamins. Yeah. So I feel like this knight got some money. Yes, indeed. Like, he takes his time. He's not rushing. He's a hard worker. Yes. And it's backing up this Six of Wands. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's some type of toxic relationship here, though. There's some type of toxic relationship here, and there's definitely something going on financially. So let's get into the Six of Wands as far as financially. Let's see. Okay, financially, you are feeling very secure and comfortable currently, as this is what the Six of Wands indicate. The card says that you have been working very hard. You have been working very hard for a long time now, and your dedication and perseverance have proved to be very beneficial for your financial stability. And now is the time to appreciate and enjoy the rewards of your dedication and success. Don't be hesitant to spend don't be hesitant to spend on things of your liking, but keep everything moderate and limited without going overboard. Also, the upright Six of Wands signals a favorable time for investments. So, if you have recent plans to approach that thing, go for it. Moreover, it indicates that wealth accumulation would be there too. However, for abundance to be regular in your life, you would have to manage your money well and value it at all costs. Have a routine. Yeah, have a routine. Like I said, keep an eye on your money, what's going in, what's going out. Have a routine. Stay consistent and work hard. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like something's going on here too in the love department. Let's go into the Knight of Pentacles. This knight in shining armor that's out here with this money, that wants to save the day, that wants to spend that shit. Spend that shit. Yeah, that Knight of Pentacles definitely is ready to spend that shit. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles is a reliable sign of a strong, dependable, and dedicated partnership in love. If you are in a serious relationship, the Knight of Pentacles is conscious and industrious. Although perhaps overly preoccupied with his work, he is tolerant, dependable, and steady. He's a hard worker. And probably overly preoccupied. I always say, if you want a successful man, you got to be ready for a busy man that's in and out, rarely home. Yeah. Or you got to be ready to babysit one. Yeah. Would you rather babysit or have a busy man, huh? But yeah, he's overly preoccupied with his work. He is tolerant, dependable, and steady. They would rather not take chances in their relationships or other areas of their lives. This person might be obstinate and hard to persuade to change their views. Yeah, those earth signs are stubborn. They are stubborn. Once they got their mind set on something, that's what it is. Hard to persuade to change their views, but they are also very dependable and devoted spouse. They're a dependable and devoted spouse. The partnership may be solid and dependable, but not particularly thrilling. So you may be bored. Yeah, you may be bored if you got a busy husband that's working and bringing in money to provide and take care of the family. This card might be a pleasant sight if you're at a phase in your romantic life where you want dedication, assurance, and permanence. It denotes a collaboration in which the two of you will work together to achieve your long-term objectives. Ooh, I'm kind of getting power couple here, so maybe we got some mature people out here, some mature people coming together to be power couples. Hopefully, if that's not the case, that's what you should be doing, collective. You will work together to achieve your long-term objectives. If a person were to stand in for them in the relationship, they would be realistic, forgiving, supportive, and a shining example of virtue. He won't cheat or manipulate the situation since he is trustworthy and loyal. Ooh, I'm kind of liking this. He will put a lot of effort into getting a comfortable living because it is his main goal. Ooh, I'm a Leo myself, but I love me a Virgo. I love me a Virgo. It's something about Virgos that's just so attractive. um, but yeah, I don't know. This could be fire signs, earth signs. Yeah. Coming together, working together, building this beautiful empire together. Yeah, he won't cheat or manipulate the situation since he is trustworthy and loyal. He will put a lot of effort into getting a comfortable living because it is his main goal. The Knight of Pentacles, if it appears and you're single, denotes that you have come to a stage when you are seeking a companion who will be more stable and committed. We're looking for stable, committed relationships. You could soon meet someone who can provide you with the kind of stability, support, and love you need. But you must make sure that you are prepared for that kind of connection. Like I said, you got to be prepared for a busy man if you want a successful man. Yeah, most definitely. You gotta be prepared to be bored sometimes. Oh man, but look, we got the Eight of Swords here. Somebody feeling mentally trapped. Yeah, I feel like maybe somebody's not happy in a relationship, feeling mentally trapped, and you want out. Yeah, so the Eight of Swords speaks a lot about being in denial. Look how the eyes are covered. Yeah, folks got their fucking Ray Charles glasses on. In denial. Feeling mentally trapped, mentally imprisoned, feeling out in the cold. Look, her hands are behind her back, feeling like your hands are tied. I get prison with this. Someone could be in prison, going to prison, feeling out in the cold, trapped behind bars. Look how she's surrounded by the swords. Yeah, just feeling trapped. Yes, feeling trapped out in the cold. Ooh, somebody wants out, baby. I feel like this is a relation here and somebody wants to fuck out. Yeah. Or somebody could be in prison. Yeah. Most definitely. What else we got with this? What's going on with this spirit? Yeah. Ooh, child. So now we got the Four of Swords here. Sword energy. So when the swords come out, things are going on mentally. So with this one, somebody's in deep thought. Deep thought. Deep contemplation. Yeah. I feel like things are about to end with a relationship, with a job. Yeah. Somebody's feeling out in the cold and deep thought, and shit is about to end. So when the Four of Swords comes out, I always get the Devil card. I was seeing the Devil card fly out at me earlier. It was in reverse, and I said that's recovering from, addictions and attachments. I always get the movie Lady Sings the Blues with the Four of Swords, about the singer Billie Holiday. Yeah, very good movie. So I always tell this story about the Lady Sings the Blues, how it's about Billie Holiday and how she came from very humble beginnings. And she had to do what she had to do in order to survive. And she ended up being a sex worker, working in this sex house. And one day she decided she wasn't going to do it. She wasn't going to turn the trick. So she put her clothes on and walked out the door. And across the street, I always say ironically, but it wasn't ironic at all, that there was this jazz club across the street. So she